All right, I'm here with actor Tobias Truvillion,
Hey, how's it going?
who daytime fans will obviously recognize from his role on One Life to Live that he played for quite a number of years.
Yes.
And we all know how loyal daytime fans are.
Yes.
They will follow you to the next stage of your career and keep going with you.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. So why don't you talk a little bit about when you first decided you wanted to become an actor? And seriously, not like, oh, maybe one day I'll be an actor, but like when you knew you were really going to pursue it.
I think when I first wanted to become an actor, well, what happened, I started in the fashion world, modeling and doing runway and print ads and stuff. And I was a Ford model for a long time at the Ford agency. I was doing a lot of catalog work and national campaigns and, urban clothing lines like a Nietzsche and Tommy Hilfiger, jobs like that. And at that time, I got bit by the acting bug because a mentor of mine, Penwa, brought me up to the National Black Theater up in Harlem. Mm-hmm. And I auditioned for a role of Shango in a play called Oya at NBT. The producers is Dr. Barbara Anter, God bless her soul, she's not here any longer, and Tunde Samuels. That was actually the last show that he produced. The writer was David D. Wright, and I played the role of Shango in Oya, which actually I won an AUDELCO for. And I remember at that time being bit by that acting bug, and it was a magical experience, in that space and that particular production. And I just remembered loving the feeling of becoming another character, stepping outside of myself and becoming someone else's life. Mm-hmm. And it was so different from fashion, where, they judge you on your looks and your book. It really helped. It was an avenue where I could really set myself apart from other people. I could go on the audition and know that nobody would be bringing it the way I was going to bring it. Right. Versus, someone looking at your portfolio and you got, 8,000, especially in New York, you look at catalog work. You have, four or five white guys, and then you have like one brother there, and then you got like all of New York, all these great looking brothers going out for this one job. So it was really, it was something that I could really grab onto, to separate myself from other people, other actors and stuff like that. So it was up in NBT, late 90s, where I really said, man, I like this, I like this. And anything I ever done prior to sports and stuff like that, I always, excelled at it and, gave it my all. So that's where, that acting bug grabbed me and, it never let you go.
No.
Yeah.
And now, after that, what did you pursue? Were you pursuing film and episodic television here in New York?
It was pretty much everything. I started in the theater. Got my roots there in the theater, and after that, I did an independent film called Harlem's Beauty. Mm-hmm. It was written by Mark McKenzie, and I was young. I had a lot of raw talent. I wasn't, I had all my roots came out of the theater, so I had a foundation to work from. But the film and television work is different. It's a different medium. But I started and I did Harlem's Beauty. Harlem's Beauty was his first film right out the back, and just that experience playing the lead character and all these things that were happening at that time, and I was still doing a lot of fashion and stuff when they called me in, and it helps pay the bills and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Harlem's Beauty was the first film I started pursuing, and it was a combination of pursuing theater, pursuing the film, pursuing TV, networking, the business. Even where I am now, I'm always growing, realizing that it is a small community. It is, the network that you're involved in. It is luck. It is the practice of the work. So all these things are the tools that I had in the beginning with that foundation from my mentor at NY and the training that I got up at NBT and the people that I had around me.
And then your longest term role was Vincent on One Life to Live.
Yeah.
And then so you made some great connections there, I would assume, with the directors and producers.
Yeah.
Doing daytime is a little bit different than doing primetime gigs.
Right.
The pace and the speed, and you're churning out a bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 a day, you know, just depending on the schedule. And so what was that experience like, getting thrown into that?
Well, once again, coming from the theater, you know, I had that foundation, and I learned a lot from, you know, watching Bob Woods and Phil Carey and Kamar and Timothy Stickney, and I started to learn the subtlety of film and the subtlety of television. And you know, I was very animated and I was very big, and I used to sit there and watch the simplicity of their work, but very poignant at the same time. And that's when I started to really hone in. Even McBain, what's my guy's name?
John McBain.
Yeah. Slipping.
Michael Easton.
Yeah, Michael Easton. Yeah. You know, watching these guys and working with them. I mean, when you work with talent like that, you learn. You know, you learn. And just at that pace, you know, memorization, you know, the story was always changing. It was fun, you know. And in the theater, you always trying to create new magic, even though the story is the same, and you know what mark you're gonna hit, you know where this story is gonna go, but trying to keep it real for the audience and keep it real for yourself is to have the total experience.
Right.
So going into daytime and having a contract role, being paid if I work 1 day or 5 days during the week was wonderful at that time.
Right.
And also having the story evolve, change, you know, what's going to happen today, what Vincent going to get into today, who's he going to meet, you know, maybe, you know, you never know, maybe there's some changes that the producers or the writers made, and you got to be ready, you know, you have to be ready. And that training at that time with the foundation that I had from the theater really helped me along the way, because it taught me a different way, a different approach to the acting game.
And then when the soap role ended, you went out and did some primetime episodics, Blue Bloods, and you know, stuff like that.
A lot of, was in the, I did Brooklyn's Finest, you know, award-winning director, Antoine Fuqua, who did Training Day, you know, which won the Oscar, you know, Denzel Washington won the Oscar for that. Worked with Will Smith in Hitch, and Overbrook Pictures, which was also a box office smash at the time. What else have I done? I've done a couple of music videos, working with Fantasia Barrino, American Idol winner, and also a Grammy Award winner. So. And
you also started your own production company.
Yeah, I started my own production company. You know, did work on White Collar with Willie Garson, and I was working on a couple other films, Paid in Full. I worked alongside Mekhi Phifer and Wood Harris at the time, and Hassan Johnson. You know, so I kept great company around me. You know, doing commercial work at the time. I had like a international beer campaign with Heineken called the Double Nine, which ran in a lot of countries. I had to have good family with Kool and the Gang, and they would travel the world, and they'd be in Switzerland like, you're on TV right now.
That's funny.
I'd be like, wow, you know.
That's trippy, right?
Yeah. And also, I also got another international beer campaign with Golden Beer, which is a Nigerian beer company. When I had the luxury of going out to South Africa to shoot the commercial, which is, you know, a wonderful experience. I think everyone should get a chance to travel to Africa and, you know, reach the motherland and things like that. You know, I worked with Michael Jordan. You know, I did his 6 rings championship I got a chance to wear all 6 of Michael Jordan's championship rings.
And were you able to hold your hand up?
Yeah, I was able to hold his hand. I don't know if anybody's seen the campaign out there where you see Michael with all the rings on his hand.
Yeah.
But I have a Polaroid. I mean, I wore his rings.
Yeah.
And I have a picture of me wearing all his rings with where he actually signed my Polaroid because I asked him to. And, you know, just meeting Michael Jordan was like amazing. He was just, you know, you just stand there in awe for about a good 20 minutes because it's like, oh my God, it's Michael Jordan. And he's very down to earth. And, you know, the funny thing about that was in the springtime. And that particular summer, I can't remember, it was 2006 maybe, just prior to One Life to Live. I went to the Bahamas to be in the celebrity golf tournament. I was a model for the Michael Jordan line. And we're backstage and we're hanging out with all the models and stuff, and then comes Michael Jordan, and all the models are like, oh man, Michael Jordan. And he walks by and he looks at me and he goes, hey Tobias. And I look up at him like, and all the models turn and look at me like,
yeah, like who's this
and I'm
guy?
like, hey, yeah, Mike. Yeah, you know, hey Mike, hey, shoot me an email, will you, sometime, you know. But it was great. I thought that was really nice that he remembered my name, and you know, he's that kind of guy. That was an experience I enjoyed. I know I've done some other things around here, but you know, doing Blue Bloods, working on Being Married Jane with Gabrielle Union. Right now, I'm actually currently working on a new project with award-winning director, writer, producer, writer Maura Beckett, who wrote Breaking Bad, and they have a new series called Flesh and Bone, which I'm a part of. You know, it's currently filming in New York, and you know, so I've been associated with, you know, quite a few different award-winning people, and I've won awards. I've been for Vincent Jones. I was nominated for an Image Award for Best Leading Male in the Daytime Series. So it's been a ride.
Yeah.
It's been a ride, and I'm sure there's quite a few things in there that I'm not thinking about right now, and not even to mention all the you know, work that I do with the kids and the youth.
Just talk a little bit about that, like what your foundation.
Well,
not your foundation, but your work at Drew University.
Right. Well, right now, currently, I have it's summertime now, so we have a summer program. I have a normal program that goes all year round during the school year, but the summer program is special because it's a 4-week program, but for the first week, we actually get a lot of inner city kids from Newark, which most of the time gets a very negative rap about them, which is not all the way true, because there's some great people, and I love that city, in the city of Newark. And we take the inner city kids from there, and they get to stay up at Drew University for an entire week, where they take college courses, they learn how to be young adults without mommy and daddy on campus. They have a mentor, they get to sleep in the dorms, they get to you know, learn a lot about the college life. The second, third, and fourth weeks of the program, the kids actually put on a production, and they learn all the different parts of theater, from set design, from acting, from blocking, from wardrobe, all these things they learn, and they put on a production at the end of their run. So it's a good outlet for them. Our students are getting the seniors are getting college credits, and they're also getting paid. The students are also getting paid for the years. I mean, for the involvement in the program. So it's a wonderful program. It's on its 5th year, and that's one of the things that I love to do. You know, give it back to the youth. It keeps me humble. It keeps me aware, keeps me in touch. They remind me of how old I am, but they keep me in touch with what's happening, and I'm very humbled and pleased to be working with them. You know, and that's just the summer program part of it. You know, I've also coach Pop Warner football out in Montclair, New Jersey. I'm actively involved in the Friends of the Congo, which raises awareness about you know, injustices that's happening in the Congo region of Africa. And, you know, so many little things that don't get any airplays, you know, feeding the homeless, and, you know, a lot of stuff that I get involved with that not necessarily people know about, you know, but that's one of the things that I enjoy is, you know, talking to the youth, bringing, you know, being a people person, you know, and learning at the same time.
Well, we absolutely look forward to Flesh and Bone.
Yeah.
And your hopefully, fingers crossed, new project that
I got something
soon.
else, but I can't speak about it.
Yeah. We could have scooped it, but the phone didn't ring in time.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Tobias. I appreciate it.
Thank you.